we're looking at, it's the new year, okay? So of course everyone's like, all right, resolutions, let's get excited about fitness, let's get excited about getting into shape. So for this 6-week period, we're looking at, with our best effort, trying to really, really focus in and see how much we can get out of that 6 weeks, out of our bodies, okay? With that being said, we still have to take into account that this is 6 weeks long. It's not 1 week, it's not 2 weeks. So you will have to do a little bit of pacing, okay, as you go through this. Now, I know it's the Biggest Loser style weight loss competition, but we're not gonna be working out 36 hours a week, okay? Unless you're like really excited and that's what you thought was gonna happen, I'm sorry to let you down, okay? But what we will be doing is we're hoping that you're getting in about 10 workouts in a week, okay? That would be like a really good sweet spot. Okay, so workouts, what does that mean? Workouts, that could be anywhere from 15 minutes to 55 minutes. You wanna keep it under an hour. For the most part, that sweet spot is gonna be somewhere between 15 minutes and 45. Why? Because we're looking at metabolism and we're looking at making sure that you're putting on lean muscle mass and or at least maintaining the lean muscle mass that you have. Once you start working out an hour, at an extended time, hour 15, all that, you might get into that gray zone where you could actually start getting diminishing returns from your exercise. So that's what we want to monitor that a little bit. Now, that does not mean that you cannot do one workout for 45 minutes-ish, do a little cool down, give your body about 10 to 15 minutes to recover, and then do another workout, okay? Because on our last chance workout days, that's what we're expecting you to do if you have the time and energy, all right? Once again though, you're listening to your body this whole way through. All right, you might get to a Wednesday and like, man, I need a day off. Take a day off, okay? You might get to Saturday and you were hoping to do your weigh-in and everything on Saturday after your workout and then your last chance workout, and you just feel like you got hit by a truck. Maybe just come in and weigh in. Don't even work out, come in, weigh in, boom. Go home, get some rest, okay? So that right there is what's expected of you. How do you win? So this is one of the things that I have been struggling with back and forth every single time that we do a challenge. And this time I kind of wanted to go big in a way where we're keeping the core of what this is really about. And it's really about fitness, and it's about becoming forever fit, right? So it's about getting to a really strong fitness level and maintaining that. So instead of us doing a few people winning cash prizes and so on, I'd rather do it to where a lot of people win more time here keeping their bodies forever fit. All right, so that's why we've broken it up into 4 different categories so that no matter who you are, where you're at, you should be working on one of these things. Category number 1, percentage of body fat lost, okay? So if you have not gotten your body fat percentage taken yet and all that fun stuff, you're gonna get it done tonight. If you're not getting it done tonight, you might get it done tomorrow. It depends upon how all the pacing goes with measurements and all that fun stuff. Second thing is gonna be female with the most amount of muscle gained. Next is gonna be male with the most amount of muscle gained. Next is gonna be person with the highest level of fitness increase, okay? That's gonna be judged by your FMS test and by the fitness test, a little mini fitness test that we're gonna do. Once again, if you can't do it today, we can do it tomorrow, we'll figure that out. Let's see here, with all that being said, it's gonna break down into age brackets too. I know some of you guys don't know about that component, but age brackets too. So 24 and under, there will be a winner, okay? 25 to 39, there's a winner. 40 to 54, there's a winner. And 55 and up, okay? All right. Good stuff, awesome. So, and then too, in all those brackets, male, female, okay? So we're keeping it fair. So, yeah, so no one gets to say, hey, no fair. He's like a 22-year-old guy. I didn't do the math. That's a lot. That's a lot. A lot of fitness, baby. A lot of fitness. And what you're going to get is 3 months of our Platinum VIP membership, okay? So what's that going to include? That's going to include you getting unlimited group training sessions. That's going to include unlimited semi-private training sessions. That's going to include 1 personal training session a week, okay? And then 2, anything pops up during that time, like fitness challenge, whatever, you don't pay extra for it, okay? If you want to be a part of it, you are a part of it. Let's hop into it.
Can you win multiples?
You cannot win multiples. So basically, if you, let's see here, how do we put that? Yeah, you can't win multiples.
No double dipping.
No double dipping. You got it. Yep, awesome. So there's a couple different ways how you can go about the food dynamic of this. Okay, we know this is a great time to start getting out your notes, get your notebook, see what's going on with that. So there's a couple different ways how you can go about your food intake. We're going to start off. We're going to start off with something that's a little bit more, I don't know, I guess you could say mainstream, okay? How many of you guys have ever done like the eating 5-6 small meals a day? How many have ever done that? Okay, all right, cool. We got a few. All right, how many people have done or have heard of intermittent fasting? Okay, good, awesome, good amount of people. Okay, how many people have done or heard of paleo? Wow, I thought that like everybody would have heard of it. Okay, we pretty much got everybody. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hope that you're gonna choose either the Shred program, which is based around six small meals a day. This is probably the most easygoing of programs that I've seen that's actually effective at literally getting people to lose weight, maintain muscle, keep energy up, all that fun stuff. It's created by Dr. Ian Smith. This is kind of where we're going for most people. If you can do the 5-6 small meals a day, if you tried it and you failed at keeping up with the meal frequency and so on, I strongly suggest for you to try what John's going to talk about in a couple minutes. Okay, if that tends to be a struggle for you. If you've done the 5-6 small meals a day, that works well for you. You probably want to go with what's going on with the Shred program. We're going to get the books in on Friday, so you're going to be added to a special list. Special list where I get to bug you and just send you lots of motivation and fun stuff. So that'll be fun for me. I'm gonna so I'm gonna pass around. I'm gonna actually pass around some sheets here of what like week 1 looks like of this, just so that you guys can get an idea of these foods. Now through here, there's gonna be stuff in here that actually I'll give you the whole thing. Sure. There's gonna be stuff in here where it says like get like a Shred bar or get Shred this. Don't buy any of that Shred stuff. Okay. As we go through week 1 and so on, I'm gonna send you guys a link to like our suggested, if you want to do a bar, here's what you want to go for. If you want to do protein powder, here's what you're going to go for. If you want to increase your energy, here's what you're going to go for. I'm going to send that to you guys. So that's the Shred program going around. 6 small meals a day. It's pretty straightforward. John is going to talk about another program, this is actually a lot closer to what I do. When I'm on, I mean, over the holidays, I wasn't on at all. But when I'm on, though, as far as energy goes, clarity, muscular strength, and really just consistently seeing that my cravings aren't getting out of control and that my hunger is at bay, I really like doing the intermittent fasting. And just with my schedule, my morning is kind of crazy, and then I really don't get a time to eat until about 10, 11 a.m., something like that anyway. So it works out well. So John, hand it over to him. He is kind of our, just so you know, whenever it comes to some kind of weird food question, we usually pick his brain. Mind you, I totally forgot. Okay, everything I just said, it's for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna, we're not diagnosing any illnesses. Take this at your own risk, okay? So if something happens, it's not my fault.
I think the easiest thing I can say about just diets in general or food modifications or lifestyle changes in general is it's got to be obtainable, and you got to find a reason that it sits well in your stomach, Like if you're not happy about it or you're not excited about it, you're just not going to do it. So finding that motivation rather than like, oh, I got to do this again, rather than I get to do this again, or This is gonna enrich my life tremendously. I'm thinking about the results, not how much it stinks in the moment till my body gets used to this process of removing excess weight. With that said, the process of removing weight is a hard one, and I'm not gonna, say that it isn't. But the process of maintaining the weight you become is an easier process and allows for a lot more give and take in the food dynamic. But in the beginning, it takes a little bit of, or actually a lot of self-control and willpower. And don't kid yourself on this. It's not something that's easy. It should be taken lightly. It should be fun. Get people involved in it. Tell your friends about it. Accountability is huge. Robert will be giving you emails and sending you notes. But again, all this relies on you. It's not Robert motivating you. It's you motivating you through Robert, myself, Londa, other people in this. This is hard but doable. Look for the success stories around. On that, Robert talked to you about the shred. There are inconsistencies in the shred that I'll talk about a little bit. They reference diet soda. You've all heard about what diet soda does to your body. Again, everything with a grain of salt. Figure out what works right for you within the program and stick to that. So on to the 5-2. Without being overly dramatic about the 5-2, it's pretty much you eat normal, and then 2 days a week, you intermittent fast or just fast with, if you're a female, 500 calories, if you're a male, 600 calories. Now what this does, in a nutshell, is it reduces your caloric intake for the week and you lose weight. Now what it also does, if you limit that 500 calorie day to 1 to 2 meals, it decreases your IGF hormone. What is that in a fancy word is, that is a growth hormone that creates new cells in your body. If your body's not creating new cells, it's repairing your old cells, flushing out toxins that cause things like cancer. Again, I might be kind of butchering a little bit, but that's the general, understanding of it. When you suppress this hormone, you lower incidence of cancer, your body cleans itself off. Now it's a protein-based hormone, so you're going to want to keep your protein levels down on your fast day specifically to reduce the amount of this hormone in your body. Now on to the oxymoron, which is primal or paleo. That is the absence of the absence of grain, legumes, and pasteurized or homogenized milk. And we're talking more of like a primal, which is different than a paleo. Paleo, it talks about lean meats and all these different restrictions. Primal is just, if Gronk or Caveman wants to pick up something off the ground and eat it, well, he was made to eat it like that. It's a hunter-gatherer type of diet. So you're picking up nuts, your meat, of course, vegetables. It's not low carb. You have plenty of fruit in your diet. Plenty of squashes will supplement a lot of your food in this diet. And again, it's not something like, hey, I'm just going to be primal. It takes a while. So getting you started will just be pick out vegetables and get comfortable cooking vegetables. How do I process broccoli? How do I process a Hubbard squash or a spaghetti squash? Food manipulation is a big part of this. Once you figure out that, it gets easier. And remember, it's not, if you look at it as a whole, it's hard. But if you look at it as in daily increments, like, you know what, only thing I need to do tonight is steam some broccoli. How do I do that? For some of you, that might be easy. Right to it. Trim down the sides, cut it up, put it in your steamer, a little bit crisp, a little bit wilted, however you like it. Some of it's harder. Some of you guys don't even have a steamer. I need to go out and get that. Again, it's finding how to cook broccoli. Once you know how to cook broccoli, that's in your back pocket. Move on to cauliflower. Let's make some mashed potatoes out of my cauliflower, right? Grind it up or push it up, put a little bit of sweet potato in there. If you don't like sweet, maybe add a little chicken bouillon or something like that. Make it tasty. So food manipulation is a big deal with the primal diet. But pretty much, again, grains are off limits. That's things like oats, rice, wheat, corn, all of them off limits. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do. But I will say from personal experience, it's the diet that works. It does. You give up grain and it will be the hardest thing you do in your life, especially like bread or wheat. It's the hardest thing you'll do in your life. Literally, I quit smoking on a Tuesday sometime back I don't even remember. That wasn't even compared to what it's like to not have, and I use that as a reference because everybody knows how hard it is to quit smoking, right? But like grain, I did it before I was 30, and I'm almost 40. So anyway, but that type of analogy is like, hey, I know what it takes to quit smoking, or I heard about it. It's really hard. But the thing with the grain is it's harder than that. So it's not successful for a lot of people. We like to keep it within the 80% range. So 80% success. So 2 out of every 10 meals has a little bit of grain in it, a little bit of white rice, or a little bit of oats in the morning just to fill the gaps. That's perfectly acceptable. But the hardest thing about this diet is if you rebound on this diet, your body will tend to want to explode. Being that if you, expose the bad term, but again, you'll gain a little bit more weight than other diets, but you'll get better results. And you'll feel a lot better on this diet too as a result. So the long story short is that if you are gung-ho, if you are determined, I would suggest trying this diet for the best possible approach or best possible results in your life. The 5-2 is a diet that says, hey, I want to eat lean cuisines. I don't want to think about it. I want to hit Jenny Craig up. I want to hit Weight Watchers up. I want to do whatever I want to. 2 days, I got to be good. That's it. A week. 500 calories, plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables on those 2 days, and the rest of the week's kind of like mine to do whatever I want with. It's an easier transition. What will give you better results? A calorie-reduced primal diet, in my understanding of this business and my lifestyle, will put lean muscle and create a hard look to your body, coupled with intense workouts. By far. I used to be skinny fat, so it's like you eat lots of carbohydrates and lots of bread, and you just don't get those results that you're looking for. You get slimmed down, but I don't get the lines in my arms or the lines in my abs is clean and crisp. And when I did go on this diet, I went from working out a lot to working out less, and I just got tremendous results. So I'm a firm endorser of this diet, although I'm not a doctor, so at your own risk.
On the 5-2, on 5, is it recommended to be low cal or maintain calories?
That is your choice. Now, the way the program's set up is you pick your target rate, or your target weight, whatever you want to be. So say for me, I want to be 135. And within about and this is my own twist on it, within about a 30-pound range. Because some of us have a little bit more weight to lose than others, and some of us don't want to lose weight at all. Some of us just want to reap the health benefits of it. So at that point, within 30 pounds. So you pick your target rate out. There's a lot of calculators. Just do the BMR calculator. So what your base metabolic rate is, and then you add in activity levels. And most people can say light activity, and that should be a good rule of thumb. Now, if that number seems high to you, a lot of times you can go to a different calculator and they'll process it a little bit different way. Now, you can incorporate some form of diet or calorie restriction on those other days. Depends on how fast you want to, get the results. Unfortunately, going 100% all the time and being perfect, you're gonna find some stumbling blocks along the way, and either you're gonna come up with those things saying, hey, you know what, it's not perfect, it's not a big deal, or you might crash. And at that point, it's really, really, really in your benefit to think, hey, what we're doing right now is not perfect. You're gonna have plenty of times where you eat, a Toll House morsel cookie, or what is it, Toll House? But, like a good chocolate chip cookie from your mom because she made you a dozen, you sit down and eat 6 of them. And either you can be ruined the next day, or say, you know what, I'm full, I'm gonna throw this stuff in the garbage. I bought an eclair. Oh no, cut it in half, throw it in garbage while you're eating the other half of the eclair, all right? Limit your losses, better choices. That's what the secret to success is. It's not like all or nothing. Life's not like that. So really enjoy what you're doing and find that love and that zeal in looking at it like, hey, I'm getting healthier. It's not like, man, this stuff stinks. I'm getting healthier. I'm improving my body. And being self-aware is another thing that a lot of us don't have. It's like, what do I look like now? How do I feel right now? Tomorrow, how am I going to be different? How do I feel different? Walking up the stairs, are they easier? Coming down the stairs, are they easier? Can I pick up my kid without my back hurting? Can I make it to 5 o'clock without putting down my kid after 2 minutes? Do I get up and play with my child? Or do I sit on the couch and tell him to get me the remote because I'm too lazy to get up off the couch and get it myself? Again, there's a million and one scenarios that you can do it. It doesn't have to be like, how much did I lift today? How much did I, how fast did I run? These things, sure, they're measurable, but there's a lot of other things. There's a lot of other aspects of life that should be put into a just a basic understanding of where you're at this point in time and how will I improve. So, but
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. So once again, when he's talking about lifestyle, I want you guys to really take into account when we're looking at, okay, what type of diet do we want to go into? I thought there was one of the things that really hooked me into Dr. Ian Shred book was before you even get into any of the food stuff, what have you, he breaks down, and I've done this before, but he breaks down the word diet. Like, let's look at that for a second. The word diet really means the way how you normally eat. Okay, so so however we lose the weight, we got to remember that if this is something that's pretty close to sustainable, then hey, we're going to maintain that weight loss. So just like how he was talking about primal and the rebound effect of you shifting into, okay, now eating grain and now eating more foreign things, you want to try to stay as closely to however you lose the weight to maintain that type of diet, you know, because that becomes your new diet. That's the way how you normally are going to eat. So of course, if you're doing the 5, 6, if you're doing like the 6 meals a day, like with the shred plan, well, yeah, you could still maintain your weight loss eating 4 meals a day, something like that. If you switch back to 3 or to 2, you might see a rebound. Okay, just like when I shifted from doing, I didn't do quite the 5-2 intermittent fasting. I literally try to do it every day if I can. So I'll have about a 16 to 19 hour window where I'm not eating any food, right? So I start off my first meal, and all the way to my last meal, my eating window is somewhere between 4 and 8 hours normally. But once I deviated away from that, I don't know, maybe a week or so before Christmas, and then kind of kept that going, rebounding, right? Rebounding. Now, mind you, when I've kept that up, that same eating plan, right around Thanksgiving and so on, I didn't gain any weight as long as I stayed within my window. So there were some days where I had 4,000 calories, but I ate in like a 5-hour window, and I didn't see any rebound on the scale. So you've gotta think about those dynamics too. So when he talks about getting excited about those little accomplishments and so on, that's probably one of the best things I think about this challenge and about any of the challenges, is that when you have a team backing you and a team that's working out with you, you know, them actually seeing your progression from week 1 to week 6, week 8, what have you, and then celebrating those little victories. Like maybe you notice that now you're pressing a different kettlebell now up overhead with one arm, or you're swinging a new weight and it feels just easy, just feels good. Make sure that you're really taking all those moments. Take a note, take a little mental picture that like, oh wow, I just swung like a 53-pound kettlebell. I normally swing a 44-pounder. Be excited about that, right? Because you should be. That is an accomplishment, all right? So that's why it's also good too to have a nice baseline. So the next baseline that we're gonna do, this is gonna be, mind you, this is not an overall fitness test. This is just something that's small and simple. We're gonna be doing some push-ups. We're gonna be doing squats. We're gonna be doing planks, okay? We're not gonna do that quite yet, but you can kind of get mentally prepared for that a little bit. I'm gonna talk about the team workouts and stuff first.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know
All
if you
right.
were moving on, so I wanted to make sure we got that in.
Yep. So with the team workouts, now the team workouts, you have to make the team workout, okay? If there's some kind of circumstance, like let's say you have a meeting or something like that, well, you want to tell your trainer, more than likely they have maybe another team workout that you can hop into. There's been a lot of times when, maybe there might be somebody from purple team that's working out with the black team. Now, when you do that, still make sure that you represent your team so we can razz you a little bit, okay? Because when you show up to whatever your workout is, as much as possible, you want to be rocking your colors, okay? Black team, we kind of have it easy, right? Most of us, we've got black attire, okay, especially the t-shirts. But purple team, I want to see you sporting purple t-shirts as much as possible. At your team workout, you have to be in a purple t-shirt. If you're not in a purple t-shirt, it's no bueno. It's up to the trainer what they want to do. Normally it's going to be burpees. It could be like push-ups. It could be, crawling. So whatever you hate, they're probably going to make you do that, okay? So just be aware of that. If you hate jumping jacks, they'll make you do a bunch of those probably. So that's one thing. Last chance workouts. Once again, rock your team color, okay? Because when we break off into stations, I'm gonna suggest, at least for the first couple weeks so people get the hang of it, that you group up with your team, okay? Sometimes you might, like when we have the smaller teams and so on, you might not have full representation of your team, totally fine. It might be, red team and blue team hanging out together, whatever the case may be. And then at the last chance workouts, for the most part, all the trainers are gonna be here, okay? So that means we got our black team workouts, we got our last chance workouts. I'm gonna have a group with my black team members in it. Lonna's gonna have a group or two with her purple and lavender teams, okay? John's gonna have a group with his blue team. Luke's gonna have a group with his purple team and maybe whatever's left, pink team, and then maybe whatever's left over, all right? With these workouts, the team workouts, we're looking to build team camaraderie. We're looking to burn body fat. We're looking to build some muscle as well, okay, within those workouts, and cardiovascular conditioning. And the last chance workouts, cardiovascular conditioning and just a really good workout, really, really solid workout. Now we are doing the weekly weigh-ins. The weekly weigh-ins is really to kind of keep with the Biggest Loser type of concept, mindset, so on and so forth. Take it with a grain of salt, okay, the weekly weigh-ins, because remember, the winner is going to be percentage of body fat loss. So even though you might lose, like me, I could lose 3 pounds of water easy in a workout. I didn't lose 3 pounds of body fat in a workout. There's no way in hell, okay? So, so you want to keep that in mind as you go along. Yeah, you might be down X amount of pounds this week, but know that it's all about body fat percentage at the end, okay? But it is pretty awesome to see that number on the scale. I mean, we literally do it for that head rush that you get where you're like, oh man, I'm down a pound, I'm down 2, whatever. And most of it will be true fat. It's just that first week, you're gonna see a lot of water loss and that sort of thing. Let's see here. Questions? Yes?
What day are we? What day are the workouts?
So let's see. So the last chance workouts and the team workouts are on our current schedule. We've got a few printed up. I think they're in the office. It is current on the website. So if you check out the website, it has black team workouts, last chance, everything. Last chance workouts, all teams are invited, okay? Whichever one you can make, or if you can make both, awesome, come to it. If you cannot make the last chance workout and do your weigh-in afterwards or before, some people have noticed that they have a better weigh-in before because they just drink so much water during the workout, it tends to be really hot. You could do your weigh-in beforehand. If you want to do it some other time outside of that, you can do it right after your workout or probably before. Just ask whatever trainer is working with you and just tell them like, hey, I won't be here for the later workout. I need to do my weigh-in. Maybe you're here Friday morning, or maybe you're here Thursday evening. Because remember, we're doing most of our weigh-ins on Wednesday and Thursday because at the end, we don't want someone to possibly not be able to make it in on Friday to do that last weigh-in or what have you. So we're starting this on the 1st, right? The 1st, we're ending February 14th, okay? That's the official end date. But if you weighed in today, your official end date is really February 13th. Okay, that's gonna be your last weigh-in. And then at the ending party, we're gonna be announcing the winners and all that fun stuff. Because remember, there's a lot of numbers to calculate, clearly. So I'm running through the numbers, Justina's running through them. I mean, everybody, like, if any of you with accounting experience, I'm probably gonna have you run through them too if you have the time. Yeah, because they remember last time. Now we just did one factor to win last time, okay? How many hours did it take to figure out the winner?
Hours.
Like
I
6
spent
hours.
the finale. I spent the entire day.
Yeah.
It was like a 12-hour.
Both
project.
of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a 2-man show. For sure.
And that was with us starting doing some of the numbers on Friday, because some people did their last just workout on Friday, and then finishing up on Saturday, right? So thinking ahead, looking at hindsight's 2020, right? Looks awesome from that side of things. So I'm like, hey, if we're in on like a Wednesday, party's on Saturday, we got all this time to like do the numbers, make sure it's solid, okay? So we got that down. Do we have questions? And one thing too, is that every 2 weeks we're going to be, so you're going to get a couple more opportunities for us to check in with you and see how we're doing with body fat percentage, see how we're doing with our circumferences. So why is that important? Well, let's say we do our body fat percentage and we do our weigh-ins, and we figured out that maybe you've lost 1.5 pounds of muscle. So now we know, okay, you're over dieting. It's time to up your calories or decrease your workouts. Very, very crucial, because if we had this component, in particular, the body fat component, now when I did the first New Year's challenge, I had a few people where I was like, oh, I don't know, like let's monitor that. And it was a really great tool to be able to track that along the way, because I was able to kind of pull back reins and let them go forward and so on. But the last thing you want to do is get to like week 5 or week 6, and you're just like, you're totally in overtraining mode. Your hand is twitching and stuff, and it's bad, right? Been there, done that. Okay, you don't want to get to the point where your nervous system is like starting to shut down on you. Okay, so if you nip it in the bud before then, it's going to make it so not only that you finish, but also you finish well and you finish strong. Okay, we noticed a big drop off. I was saying this in the video, big drop off, kind of that week 7, a little bit more week 8, and I think it's just a combination of Bellingham, our program, our people, whatever. A lot of people were experiencing that kind of burnout thing. So we're like, hey, let's cut it down a little bit, 6 weeks, okay? So it lessens the chance of you guys overtraining and getting burnout before the end, okay? Because that's really important too. Needless to say, have fun with it, guys. All throughout, we're also gonna be checking journals. I forgot to mention that. So every team workout, you're expected to bring your journal with you, okay, your food journal. If you're doing MyFitnessPal, that's totally fine. You're just gonna go ahead and pull up your app on your phone, and then you're gonna have it ready for when you see your trainer, okay, before the workout. So you could do a little screenshot of it, maybe they could take a screenshot of it, what have you, look at it at a later time, okay? That's another thing where make sure you have your food ready. Make sure that you've tracked your food from that first time that you measured all the way until the next time you see your trainer. There's gonna be punishments for that as well, okay? So seriously, like we want you to track your food, because if we can see your food and then we see your weigh-ins, now we can really figure out what problems might be going on. But if I don't see your food, we can't help. We have no idea what's going on. Guesstimations won't work. All right, this is a challenge. I'm expecting you guys to, now a lot of you guys have been around the block. Like I could probably, 10 feet away, I could figure out, oh yep, that's a cup of brown rice and that's 6 ounces of chicken, right? But if you're not that good, go ahead and actually do the cup. Weigh it out at least until you like really get on a roll with it. And then it's easy, pre-do your stuff, work it ahead of time. Don't be stuck at lunchtime trying to figure out, okay, what do I do for lunch? Hey, night before, we're packing our lunch, we're getting everything ready. Some people even like Sunday. Like I like to do it on Sunday, get everything ready for the week. If I gotta go shopping, do this, do that, and I'm just ready. So I could just boom, because I'm not home a lot, okay? Right? Not home very much, so I don't have time to do all that. I'd much rather hang out at the gym. So, so with that being said, if you're hanging out at work, hanging out with your friends, what have you, boom, plan it ahead. And always have your go-tos ready for your route, what have you. Because you might notice that, hey, maybe you got something close by, like you got a Porter subs that you can constantly get a sub, whatever it is. Just make sure that you plan for it, even if it is an eating out option. Yes, awesome, cool, we got that.